Hello, my name is Kennedy. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my January and February reading wrap-up. I have decided to combine January and February because I'm in school and life kind of just caught up. I have only read 7 books between these 2 months, so let's get started. I'm going to start off by saying it is only February 25th, but I'm currently in the process of moving and these books are getting packed up. So I wanted a little bit of my book background one last time before I move, but I'm so excited to move. I'm going to get white shelving instead of black shelving and just revamp everything, bring all my books back because I still have some in other places that aren't on the bookshelf. So I'm excited. Anyway, let's get into this. The first book that I read this year was Heartless by Elsie Silver. Let me tell you, I love this book. 5-star this book. Love so much. This book was so good. If you have not read the Chestnut Spring series, and I know everyone already has, but if you haven't, read this series. It is so good. I can't. This is a single dad trope book. It is kind of Grumpy Sunshine as well. Cade is a father who needs a nanny for the summer, and he's too picky with nannies, hires them, fires them, cannot get through it. And then he hires Willa, who is Summer's best friend, and Summer was in the first book and Flawless of this series. I loved the dynamic in this book. I loved the found family. I loved Willa. I loved Cade. I loved the son, Luke. I don't usually like kids in books. I'm not a fan of them. I feel like they get really annoying and they're just done incorrectly. But when I tell you, Luke was adorable in this. I feel like he acted his age. I don't know. I thought that was perfect. 5 stars. I love this book. This is such a good book. I understand the hype to this series. I understand the hype to Elsie Silver. Easily my favorite author now. I've loved this whole series. I love this book. 5 stars. Please read this book. And the next book that I read was Powerless by Elsie Silver, which is the 3rd book in the Chestnut Spring series. I rated this one a 3.75 stars. It is friends to lovers. The books are falling back there. Let's ignore that. But Sloane and Jasper kind of have had broken childhoods, haven't had the best amazing luck in their life. It's childhood friends to lovers with forced proximity. The book starts with her about to marry someone who is kind of a crummy guy, and Jasper kind of helps saves her out of it, and they slowly start building a dynamic back up. They build their relationship as a friendship back up, and then they go on a road trip together and it kind of takes off from there. And because of the road trip, it is forced proximity. I don't know, this book was really good. I rated it a little lower than Heartless, only because I feel like childhood friends to lovers always is a little bit predictable, but it was still really good. It was a very deep book. If you like deep books with good character development, this book is definitely for you. This whole series I feel like has good character development, but especially this one, I loved it. It was so cute. If you are a fan of childhood friends to lovers, you'd probably 5-star this one. Personally, I've never really loved them. I don't know why I haven't been a huge fan of them. I feel like they're just a little bit predictable. I recommend though, such a good series. Such a good series, oh my goodness. I'm pulling the books off my shelf as I go on, and I know that the books are slowly gonna start dropping, so ignore that. The next book that I read was Done and Dusted. I gave Done and Dusted a 3 stars. It is about a girl named Emmy that leaves her childhood home since starting college, and the book starts up when she's returning home. She is a professional horse racer, and she gets into a pretty bad injury, so she's coming back home to be with family, where she and I believe his name is Luke. So Emmy and Luke are childhood friends to lovers, kind of. It's more so best friend's brother, but they still knew each other growing up. He's always had a tad bit of a crush on her, I believe. It kind of hinted at that, and she kind of didn't really think of him as anything special. He was kind of just there, kind of just another brother to her. This was a good book, a good childhood-ish friends to lovers kind of book. Of course, it was a little predictable. That's my own problem. I don't know what I have against childhood friends to lovers. I still really like this one though. But everyone and their moms tell me that the 3rd book is their favorite in the series, so I'm definitely gonna have to keep reading the series. I'm excited for it. It was a cute short read, and I've been loving the cowboy romances. If you can't tell, literally all of these are cowboy romances basically. Not every single one, but basically cowboy romance. The next book I read on my Kindle, and that was Persuasion by Jane Austen. This one was a hard one to rate. I kind of stepped out of my comfort zone with this one because I wanted to not just stick to romances, because you're going to notice the theme. I'm a romance reader to heart, trying to leave that, trying to get into other fantasy and stuff. starting slow. So I started with the historical fiction, I did persuasion. I felt like it was good. It kind of, my own fault. This is my own fault. I kind of got a little lost. Good book, good plot. I got lost. That's on me, okay? On me, not no one else's fault. It is about two people who, when they were younger, they fell in love. The guy main character, asked her to marry him, and she was kind of persuaded not to, just for family reasons. Again, it's a historical romance, so it's kind of set back in, like, it said the years, but I don't remember what the years were, but it was kind of set centuries back, and where family had a little bit more of a say on who you could marry, and it kind of wasn't allowed for him to marry her and vice versa. So it picks up a few years later whenever they meet up again. Cute story, recommend it. Can't say too much on it because I did keep getting lost, but and I also did not rate it because I kept getting lost, because that is again my own fault. After Persuasion, I read another one on my Kindle, and that was, I keep looking down because my notes are right here, by the way. I forget everything that I'm about to say when I'm on camera, but the next one that I read was Desire or Defense. I gave this one a 2 stars. Now, my 2 stars are basically me saying, good book, probably not for me. I would still recommend this to someone else that likes this. This was a hockey romance and a little bit of a grumpy sunshine. I love a grumpy sunshine trope, let me tell you. If a book has a grumpy sunshine, I've probably already read it, and if I haven't, I'm about to, I promise. I love grumpy sunshine. This book didn't have too much of like a conflict or even sort of a plot a little bit, but it was super cheesy, and sometimes you need a good cheesy read, and this was definitely one of them. This is about a male main character who gets suspended from his hockey team because he kind of gets a little bit, I don't want to say violent, but he gets a little aggressive on the ice, and he's consistently getting put into the penalty box, and his coach has had enough of it, says that he has like a 6 or 8 week suspension, and he is mandated to coach like a little kids hockey team. I think the ages vary. I don't know what those hockey teams are called. I cannot remember, like minor league, I don't know. But he has to coach little kids, and one of those boys on the team is the female main character's brother. I loved the relationship between the male main character and the brother Noah. I thought that it was so cute. It was very much like a guidance mentor kind of relationship, which I thought was really sweet. I still recommend this book to anyone who loves a good cheesy, even just like a filler book. If you're in between like a big series or just need a break or trying to get back into reading, this book may be a good one because it wasn't hard to read at all. It was a quick, easy read. I'm pretty sure I read this in like one sitting. The next book that I read was also on my Kindle, and it was The Fall Risk by Abby Jimenez. This one was a novella. It was about 90 pages, I want to say. Even though it was 90 pages, it was deep. You got character emotion. You had it all. This was my first book by her because I kind of wanted to start slow. Everyone always says her books are deep and emotional, and you get a lot in her books. So I started short, started with a novella, and I loved it. This one was so good. I rated this one a 4 stars. This one is about 2 strangers that live in like an apartment building, and their staircase gets taken down one day randomly due to just like a mix-up in construction, and they're stuck up there together for a weekend, and so they kind of start getting to know each other, talking a bit more, growing a little friendship, and the girl has a stalker. I don't want to spoil it. It's a short book. I'm gonna stop there, but I highly recommend it. I guess check the trigger warnings. There is a stalker in the book. There's a little bit of violence. It's not descriptive though. It's kind of just like action, but it's not super like detailed at all. But I highly recommend this one. I thought this book was so cute. I wasn't expecting much for like 80-90 pages, but it was so in depth. I highly recommend it, and I'm so excited to start her other books now. Those will definitely be on like my summer reads. I'm so excited. Super cute, 4 stars, loved it, highly recommend. The next book that I read was Check and Mate, and unfortunately I did softy enough this book. I didn't get super far into it, but I felt like the plot kind of just wasn't picking up. It was starting off a little too slow, and I kind of started getting bored with it. With that being said, I did softy enough it. I want to go back to it. I was so excited for this book, and I'm still so excited for it. Kind of felt like it started off a little slow, kind of got, I don't know, I felt like it wasn't really picking up, but I probably stopped reading it right when it was about to pick up, so I will go back to it, I promise you. But that one was DNF'd, but just a softy enough. Next book that I read was Reckless by Elsie Silver. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Why did I take so long to read these books? 5 star. 5 stars. 5 stars. Love. I can't even think of any other words other than 5 stars and love. I love this book. It was so good. Winter and Theo. I love them. I love them. I loved Theo. Theo was such like a golden retriever boy. Like, he's like a bad boy but still golden retriever. I loved it. This had a trope that I typically don't love in books at all. Not my favorite. I will put a book down if I think it's gonna have this trope. But this one did it so well. I loved it. I loved it so much. This one is sort of enemies to lovers, grumpy sunshine, golden retriever boy. Summer in the first book is her sister, and Winter's kind of going through a weird divorce kind of thing going on with a really weird ex that we met in the first book. So when Theo meets Winter, she's kind of still guarded up, kind of settling into life, getting used to everything, kind of learning herself a little bit, kind of going through like a self-love journey. So it doesn't really work out, so it goes into a second chance romance with a little bit of a twist. Highly recommend this one. 5 starred this one. I cannot say this enough. If you have not read the Chestnut Spring series, please read it. Please read it. Please. With that being said, I am reading her series backwards. Everyone always says to read her series in order. I didn't know that. I kind of jumped into Flawless one day and went from there. Fell in love with those characters. So now I am slowly building up her other series and I'm going to read all of them because I'm so excited. Love her book. Love Reckless. Immediate 5 stars. Please read this. And so naturally, after reading 4 of the 5 books in the Chestnut Spring series, I'm currently reading Hopeless. This book is going to be finished probably today or tomorrow, but again, I am needing to pack everything up like yesterday, so this book is gonna have to wait for a full review. I'm currently only on page 70, but I know I'm already gonna love this book. This book is about Beau, who we've met throughout the series, who's kind of like another sort of golden retriever, he's kind of like the clown. He's funny, he's upbeat, and then he goes through something in the middle of the series and now he's opposite, down on himself, sort of a grumpy guy. So I think we're gonna see his build up in this. And we also have Bailey, who has also been seen in the series as well. I think this book is definitely gonna be a little bit more emotional and very hard-hitting in my opinion so far from what I can tell, because of what he's gone through and what she's gone through. So I'm excited for it. And it is a fake dating trope, so I love a fake dating. Fake dating, grumpy sunshine cowboy. Love it. So those are the books that I've read through January and February. I'm kind of losing my voice a little bit. This happens, it's fine. Next time you see me, and hopefully you see me again, I will have white bookshelves and a brand new background. We'll see what happens moving into our first house with my husband. I plan on vlogging the moving, and then 3 days after we move in, we are going out of town. That was an unfortunate event, kind of just fell into place like that. So we will also see a Florida vlog and moving vlog, probably together. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you read the Chestnut Spring series. If you have, please comment down below what's your favorite one. Let me know what you loved about them. I want to hear everything. I love this series. Thank you for watching. My socials will be down below as well. I hope that I see you again. Hope that you see me again. Anyways, I will see you later.